Hello, good evening. Welcome to David's Kitchen. Hi, I'm David. And today we're going to be making a pasta dish that you can feed four people with. It's kind of a fettuccine kind of feel about it. It's called shrimp farfalle. Hi. Now, what is farfalle? Well, that's farfalle. It's bow tie pasta. And as you can see, I look for the non-GMO label whenever I buy pasta now. Yeah, it's important to get non-GMO. Genetically modified wheat doesn't sound great. It sounds incredibly exotic, doesn't it? Yeah, it sounds really enticing. I am going to need a large onion for this, and I'll get that in just a second. I picked up this onion in Gilroy, California on my trip last week. Really nice. 39 cents a pound. I thought that was pretty good. All right. I'm going to get the burner in the back here going on level 3. I'm turning this burner on level 4. So that's level 3. It's been on for a while. There we go. Yeah, so I'm going to be making the pasta first while I make the onion. It's going to call for some celery. I've been shopping non-organic lately just because it's really, you get Barilla? Yeah, I like Barilla too. I like all the non-GMO pastas they're making now. It's great. I'm going to go with just a standard celery. But when you buy celery, do a smell test. You know, doesn't smell like chemicals, so I'm good with that. If it smells like petroleum or glyphosate or Roundup, you don't want to buy that. I bought this because it was $1.29. A great way to save money on celery. This is going to require no more than one stock. So we've got an onion and a celery stalk, which we're going to prep and put in olive oil. Initially, it'll be that's how the pan starts. So we're going to do that. Meaning I'm going to do that, not we. I like to rinse things off whenever I get my stuff. Now, as far as the shrimp is concerned, I'll tell you what I did. I bought a sale item. I'll show you what I got. I bought a package of ready to cook, skin on. That tends to be cheaper, raw shrimp. It's a 1 pound package I got for a unbelievably low price of $2.99. But typically it'd be like $3.99 if you look around. So I'm going to say that the shrimp in this dish, which I'm soaking in a pan right here, that's actually a bowl. The shrimp is melting in the water, fresh water. I use filtered water. That's going to cost you $2. The pasta is going to cost you $1, and we'll be using this whole box. Now you can buy pasta for a lot more, but I shop around. I try to get the best deals. Don't buy something just because it's on sale. Then you'd fill up your refrigerator. Buy the things you need that are on sale. That would be a little bit better than buying a big, bunch of extreme coupon stuff. Oh. I like to take the bottoms first. Go straight to the bottom. And then just peel off from the bottom up. And hopefully you have a fingernail. That makes it a little infinitely easier. If you have no fingernails, this is a very tough task. You have to use a knife. you'll spend all day peeling the onion. So try to avoid the smell too, which will cause your eyes to. Hello, thank you. The smell will cause your eyes to tear up, so you want to watch for that. Don't get too close to the onion. Okay, we're using an organic olive oil today, which I'm going to be spraying into the dish pan. Make sure the pan is hot and give it a little spray on the base. I roughly use 2 tablespoons of olive oil for the base at the most. You can get away with 1. That's like not even 1. All right. How do you know it's organic? Well, I bought it. We got that for organic for $15. Yeah, expensive now. All right, cheers. I'm glad everyone's having a nice day here in La La Land. You make your own pasta, Tom? That's pretty good. You know, Tom, I live nearby you. You want to give me a call? We could hang out, go meet at Starbucks or something. Yeah. Yeah, I live right down the street from you. Let's see. Oh, you bought it at $15. Yeah. $15.99 at Costco. Rare to get organic olive oil, extra virgin. All right, so let's get those onions and celery in the pan. What do you say? All right, one down, another down. I love cooking with onions. Really good for you. I'm right on the edge of sharpening this knife, so I'm going to go ahead and kind of limp along here with this knife. I'll sharpen it next time. You don't have to peel the strings off of like Sarah did last week on the celery. You just want to dice it. When you get close to the end, you want to keep your hand down like that so you don't get anything close to your fingers. Never cut with your fingers down like that. That's bad. You'll cut your finger off. Okay, I'm going to turn that back burner up to level 6. Get a really hot thing going on. I'm going to cover it. I had preheated the water over here, so I'm going to add a little salt to the water for the farfalle. And I'm going to pop this farfalle right in the water, the whole box. Immediately start stirring it. And I prefer wooden spoons or wooden utensils and stainless steel. Okay, stir it in about 2 more minutes so it doesn't stick. See this shrimp here, which is still rehydrating. It's got all the skin on it. That's why it was so cheap, in case you're wondering. No, it's not $4. It's $4. I got this amount of shrimp for less than $1, like $1.50. So it's almost completely melted. But even if it's not melted, just go ahead and throw it on top of that celery. The reason why it's cheap is because the skin is on. If you get skin off cooked, it tends to be a little bit more expensive. And if you got any of these things, like ice crystals from the original package, go for it. Put it right in the container. It's going to make a nice roux. Okay, it's going to sit on top of the. It's going to sit on top of the onions. And I'm just going to throw some dill weed in there because I think that's important. Just to get something in there. But a lot of that dill weed's going to come off because I'm going to be shelling all of those shrimp. All right. You know, I just don't eat the heads. I found out that the shrimp brains are not good for you. Yeah. I think that Donald has been eating his shrimp brains. That's one of the reasons why he's having some problems. Yeah. You know, when I was young, I was very fortunate to have eaten lobster that's female lobster. And they call that roe as opposed to roux. And now you can't eat female lobsters in America. But the roe of the female lobster are the eggs. And man, that had an incredible taste. But now that America has been leading the way in lobster fishing, we do not allow anyone to pull the females out. So I don't know, maybe they occasionally die off naturally, but no, everything shouldn't be organic unless you are really, really focused on organic. I used to represent organic foods in America, and now that we've got radiation from Fukushima drifting on our crops and airborne glyphosate roaming the landscape, they said that even organic grapes that go in the wine in California have Roundup in it. So when you buy organic, you're really paying a premium. So buy organic, but try to buy it on sale. I would recommend, you know, of course, buy organic, but buy it on sale. Don't buy a premium organic and pay the extra for this unless you really are careful and concerned. You don't want to, you know, break the bank here. We're talking about low cost cooking, not really expensive cooking. So those shrimp are cooking on top of a bed of celery and onions with some dill weed. That's about it. I'm going to put garlic on the shrimp once they're slightly cooked. I have to shell them. That's the part that is difficult. Yeah, buy locally grown produce, but you know something, Tsunami? The farmers markets really are screwing up in America. Yeah, you can waste money all you want if you're a millionaire. I'm just trying to help you learn how to cook. Yeah, the lobster roe is from the female. No one can eat it because you can't find female lobsters anymore. But it was really interesting. It's like pink in color, kind of like caviar. If you're like Kim Jong Un, you live on caviar. He has teenage sex slaves feed it to him, according to eyewitnesses. Yeah, I can't believe that Donald wants to meet Kim Jong Un. The stupidest thing anyone could ever do, especially on his turf. Now, if China agrees to do a deal and Trump drops his trade war with China, then it makes sense. Then it makes sense to meet Kim Jong Un, as long as it's in China. No, I don't want sex slaves. No, I don't want God. Look at man, I'm a very happy, well-adjusted person. I don't need to go off the deep end with weird fantasies like some of you extreme masturbators. All right. Things like bell peppers, strawberries should be organic. Yeah, I hear that cucumbers have pesticide residue. Yeah, I agree with you on everything you said. Strawberries too. Yeah. Today I'm going to be adding a few mushrooms. So I bought some standard mushrooms. I don't buy organic mushrooms. They're hard to find, actually. Okay, I got to follow my own advice and move the farfalle. It's going to stick otherwise. Give it a little shake. That's going to cook at level 3 just on the stove slowly while we cook the other things because it takes a long time to cook farfalle. But I buy just standard mushrooms. They rarely ever use pesticides on mushrooms. Mushrooms are made with chicken manure. So today I'm going to be cooking maybe just for flavor, maybe 6 of these things. Now I've accommodated another $1 for the vegetables, so you can go from there with whatever you want, but that's basically what I'm doing. I'm going to rinse them off. Okay, that shrimp is done. I'm turning it off in the back burner. Once you can start smelling the shrimp, you're good. All right. All right, here comes the monumental task of shelling the shrimp. So I'm going to pull those off the pan here. Now they're not quite done, but they're not done enough to shell them. And I do not want everything else in the pan can just stay. You can just turn the flame off for now. There's a little dill weed on it. No big deal. No big dill. Pun intended. Okay. It doesn't take long to turn them pink. But you don't want to overcook the shrimp because they're going through another cooking cycle. And they have to cool off before I can shell them. All right, I'm going to cover this up and keep the roux, which is the water in the base, preserved with a little bit of the shrimp taste. I'm going to turn that flame back up to a level low. Okay, this dish calls for a little butter. A little wonder of flour. Come here, come here. Get in here. And some Parmesan cheese. I know what you're saying. There's cellulose in that Parmesan cheese. I'm not going to eat wood byproducts. Well, don't say that. I'm waiting for people to drink, to visit me. So I got those beers for $2 a piece. They're top quality IPAs, normally about $8 a piece. So I don't drink, so they just sit there. Yeah, in case I have a guest. In case Tom Selleck comes over. I would have a beer with you, Tom. Yeah, you seem like a nice guy. I'm curious what your politics are. Hey, I'm not eating shrimp shit. No. I'm going to be pulling the shrimp shit off the shrimp. Thank you. Yeah, so that IPA is for you and I to just, kind of hang out together. The Parma is coated in tapioca dust, and that's a problem? Really? Okay, so the shrimp is pretty much cooling off still. Well, while that cools off, I'm going to cut these, I'm going to dice up these mushrooms. All right? And give that farfalle a couple turns whenever you can. You don't want to have it over like sticky. I love cutting mushrooms because it's so easy. Just slice them in half and lay both halves on the ground and just dice them. Yeah, that's really easy to make mushrooms. Okay, I've got that low flame on the onions and celery right now. So I'm going to put the mushrooms in on top of that. Start to glaze the mushroom. All right. A nice little roux going with mushrooms on top. Beautiful. Cover right up and cap your dish on a low flame. Okay, I think this is getting about ready to start peeling. It's cool enough to peel. I'm going to use this as my compost bin today. Some recycled waste material that I would normally not be able to recycle. There's my recycling community will not take these. Yeah, there's some weird thing they've got going. So I try to reuse things whenever I can. All right, make sure your hands are clean. And just start pulling those skins off. Oh, I put the shrimp in the compost. I sometimes do that. Okay, you want to keep the shrimp and get rid of the skin. Grab it by the tail and kind of pinch and get the little feetsies off of their shrimp and throw that hull in the compost. You know, that Farfalle is cooking very well. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to cover it up and turn it down to low and keep and just tip the cover up slightly, just so there's a little air coming out. Yeah. Oh, got to wash my hands again. There we go. All right, so this is kind of the tedious part of the dinner. Normally you would get uncooked. Now you millionaires can get uncooked jumbo shrimp or scampi if you want. Or you could get cooked scampi without the shell. And so you millionaires can just hang out and eat the same dish that we're eating right now. And you'll be paying $17.99. Excuse me, Rodney, I told you not to come in here. We know when you're here, Rodney. Yeah, I can read your chat. I use ChatDar. I've been doing this long enough. Have you ever checked the genetically modified ion ppm in your body? No, but I can tell you I have none because I don't eat genetically modified food. I might have some because the shrimp eats its own feces, so you never know. And when you eat meat byproducts, you don't know what kind of food sometimes you're getting. So I don't think it's really relevant to know that number. Excuse me. Hold on. I got a band to do here, buddy. Yeah. You're out of here. Scissor Fight does not like shellfish. Don't ever use the N word in here, buddy. Ever. Thank you. Thank you. Oh, you beat me to it. Okay, I re-rinsed my hands off so there's no contamination. As you can see, this shrimp isn't that much shrimp, but it's going to be tasty in the dish. Now, one of the accompanying vegetables you could make with this shrimp farfalle is peas. Peas work really well with shrimp with a white sauce. Okay, those mushrooms are almost done. It doesn't take too long for the mushrooms to steam in that low flame. So once I pull the shrimp off, all of the little feetsies off the shrimp, and I understand these shrimp grew in Indonesia in a slave trade area, so I feel kind of guilty that I'm eating them. But screw guilt, right? No one needs to worry about guilt when you're eating something like shrimp. And after all, if I didn't eat it, somebody else would, right? That's always the justification to allow someone to eat something that somebody's suffered $1 a day they make taking these shrimp out of the water is pretty sad. Vietnam shrimp actually have a higher have less human rights abuses. Whatever. Thailand needs to work on that. Okay. But they manage their shrimp trade very well, so I guess they're making money somewhere. All right, I'm touching that dill weed and kind of rubbing it over the shrimp and caressing it. I'll be adding some more dill weed and garlic to this dish, along with the butter and the wonder flour and the Parmesan. Yeehaw! Most of my meals are inspired a couple days before I make them. So, but since we got back from Disneyland, life has been kind of hectic. So I haven't been able to kind of set up my menu too well. Disneyland, my goodness, I can't get over I went. That was quite an experience. All right, there's $2 of the shrimp. All right, wash my hands. And I've allocated one paper towel for this dinner at a cost of 3.7 cents per paper towel. All right. Now you can wash your paper towels and dry them and use them over again. Well, we haven't brainwashed ourselves. We just have to understand that racism is not something you want to replicate. How do you wash a paper towel? You put it in the water and you drain it and hang it up. What do you mean? Yeah. What's farfalle? Well, farfalle is this, which is slowly steaming now in the water that it's sitting in, because it's a pretty thick pasta. And you got to look for this little label here, the non-GMO label. I will be recycling this box. All right, now comes the big important part. I'm going to take the temperature on this back here up to level 3 again. I'm going to maneuver the mushrooms around, kind of massage them into the onions and the celery. I'm going to open up a center section in the middle where the roux is. And I'm going to put a tab of butter, a fairly big tab. All right. Now that when that melts, I'm going to take this up to like a little mini boil down here. And I'm going to add the shrimp. No, I'm not going to add the shrimp yet. That's already pre-cooked slightly, al dente. I'm going to put a little bit more dill sauce or dill weed in here. It's ideal. And I think we're almost done with the farfalle. Yeah, I'm just going to let this sit, and I'm going to turn the flame off, make sure nothing's sticking, and let that sit in its own heat. I'm going to take Wonder flour, and once it's reaching a boil, I'm going to take Wonder flour and Parmesan, and I'm going to take and make kind of a white sauce. And I'm also going to pull up some yogurt out of the refrigerator to add some non-fat yogurt to this dish. Now, it's a low-calorie white sauce or fettuccine-based white sauce that I'm making. You can buy official white sauces at the market for $1. I'll show you. Oh, is that you? Oh. Hello. Now I picked up this light Parmesan ragu I could use. Oh, you know something? Yeah. Why don't I? Forget the Wonder flour. Let's just use it. Let's add another $1 to this. What do you say? All right. Yeah, Tom, it wasn't you. So, yeah, let's just add this dollar of ragu. What do you say? I'm going to up it to 5 because a lot of you were giving me a crap about this. And you know what I'm going to do? This is how flexible I am. I'm going to make for $5. I'm going to make for 5 meals. How about that? There you go. Okay, forget the Wonder Flour. We'll use the Parmesan as a topper. I'll leave the butter in there. Now that I've got the mushrooms cooked, I'm going to add my shrimp that I just peeled. And I'm going to massage it into the dish. Okay, I'm going to turn my flame up to level 3, which it's at right now. I'm going to cover that up right now. I'm going to crack this open. Get that hot. We're going to make this easy. Easy peasy. Don't cook with ramen. It has a high fluoride level. Yeah. Thank you, Tsunami. I was just thinking, I don't want dry farfalle. I want wet farfalle. I am working for famine relief by saving money. Yeah. Money is in terrible short supply. So by saving money, somebody else gets more money, and hopefully those poor people who are starving will have it. What is your question? I need 25-cent meals for your kids? Well, you can do this because this is actually not 5 meals. This is 20 meals for kids. Yeah, this is actually 20 meals for kids. Kids don't eat a lot, and you don't want to put too much on their plate because then they'll just throw it away. I don't have children, so I really don't know what it's like to raise children, but yeah, just extend the recipe to 20 people. Believe me, when you see this whole thing laid out, you will know. But in the meantime, tell your kids to eat their spit. That's a good starting point. If they're running hungry, just say, eat your spit until I finish this, son. Aren't you glad I'm not a father? Yeah, I couldn't be a father and still do this campaign. It's impossible. No, the massaging of the shrimp, it's not a happy ending. Those shrimp are almost cooked, so I'm going to just kind of steam cook them now in the roux. And then well, kids just like chicken nuggets because their parents put it in front of them. And chicken nuggets suck. I mean, I've been trying various panko chicken nuggets that are available right now. Not good. Hey, Chef Gordon Ramsay. Thanks for coming in. You're such a great guy. Not. Trump says America can't fund healthcare, but the government can spend 10 million a month to Israel to fund military patrols against Palestine. Yeah. Oh yeah, Trump is a complete imbecile. You didn't know that? He has no idea what he's doing. He's just winging it every day. Let me tell you what I bought recently. Rancid Shrimp Chef. This averaged $2 a pound, but Tyson, as you know, is no antibiotics ever. Ever since Trump started allowing Chinese chicken into the country, Tyson's got smart, and they're avoiding hormones and antibiotics. But these are breast tenders that are actually really good. So you can micro or bake, put these in the oven, and then kind of slice them off for a meal. Each one makes a nice meal. About $2 a pound, it averages out. Now, Tyson also makes this particular product, panko chicken nuggets, but it tastes like processed chicken. So I don't like chicken nuggets. Get real breast of chicken. Don't waste your time with chicken nuggets. Okay, I'm going to drain that pasta so it doesn't get starchy. That's a lot. Okay, the pasta is a big component of the meal. So I'm going to put out my mega dish, my Corelware, which I've had since 1973. And by the way, that white sauce, it's time to go in. So let's put the white sauce in on top of the shrimp. Oh, perfect. Just pour the white sauce right on top of the shrimp. Everything's just all together. All together now. All together now. All together now. Look at that. Already pre-made. Thank you, Ragu. Put a little water in that jar and mix it around. And put it right on top of that. Okay, since I'm running short of time, I'm gonna crank this up to level 6 in the back with the shrimp cooking in it. And I'm going for another rinse cycle. All right. I'm going to leave the cover off so it doesn't overly cook. I'm going to put these shrimp, I'm going to kind of move the shrimp around so it kind of adds flavor to the whole dish. I'm going to take my my Farfalle and put it right in the big bowl here. I'm going to spray it with olive oil. And while I'm spraying with olive oil, I'm going to move it around so it doesn't stick. Okay. Making sure I get every last bit of this. Beautiful. Give that a little stir. Keep it at level 6. Let's cook it. Let's just give it a good cook. Beautiful. And since I did drain my water, I can't really use it again. So, but if you have the peas, you could add peas to this dish. Very good accompaniment. You can cook frozen peas or cooked peas, whatever. I like frozen peas better than cooked peas. That would also make chicken parmesan. Yes. Oh yeah, that chicken was, I tried it. It's really good. Yeah, Tyson's onto something with those chicken breast tenders. They're better than the nuggets. Let me take a look at what Scissorfight said. Every civilization depends upon the quality of the individual it produces. And it's showing people with crack going in their nose. And yeah. That's a really good sarcastic meme you made there. You had eggplant parmesan carpet muncher. That's cool. Eggplant has a lot of seeds in it. And I know Greek God was asking me, no, this is for you to eat, Dr. Auschwitz, not for the dog. Sarah likes the chicken tenders, but she doesn't like them microwaved. She said it tastes weird. So I went ahead and I told her you can eat all those out of the bake oven. I don't like them. Guten Abend. Wie geht's, es Ihnen? Wendy's has good tenders. Good. So let's go for tenders instead of nuggets. I think they're a little healthier myself. Oh, yeah, I know. Okay, I am going to give you the final seal deal here. I'm bringing the entire white sauce to a boil. It doesn't have to cook long because remember, this is already pre-made. This light Parmesan Alfredo is already pre-made. It's got 50% less fat and 50% fewer calories. I got this for $1. But you millionaires, you can just go for it, man. Get organic heavy cream and organic butter and make your own white sauce with the Wondra flour or maybe even organic Wondra. I don't think they make organic Wondra, but whatever. Hey, I'm going to go step in the other room after I finish this meal and get the show started. Yay. Okay, we're at a full boil, so we could go ahead and put it right on top of the dish. The completion is almost there. Ready? Da-da, da-da-da-da-da. Fantastic. Okay, and kind of like nestle it into the farfalle. Whoops. Boy, that was weird. You can top it with a few ingredients too. What I'm going to do is kind of shuffle it in there. I'm going to put water in my pan so I don't, end up having a dried pan to clean. Nobody wants dried pan. Yeah, look at this. You could feed 20 people with this. Very small portions, albeit, but yeah. Beautiful. I love it. That looks really good. Now I'm going to top it off with a little dill weed. It's ideal, just for coloring. No, I don't have Parkinson's. I'm actually shaking the container. And Parmesan cheese. Yay! Just smother it. Okay, since everything's still hot, I've got a nice pan that I like to cover it with to seal the deal. But there it is. 5 huge meals. I think I could feed more than 5 people for that. I'm going to take this up to 10 people. It's only right, don't you think? So it's 50 cents a meal. And again, peas work great with this. You can put zucchini with this. You can do it a lot of different things, but enjoy. I'm now going to step out into the other room and get the show started. All right. Thank you so much for watching this recorded broadcast, which I'm recording live, which you probably are watching later, maybe years from now. Who knows? It looks like something in your mind is happening. You may want to contact a psychiatrist. All right. Take care. Thanks for watching. I'll be back in the other room in about one or so minutes. Thank you so much. Take care. I'll be back.